Hello everyone, this is Laurel. What I'm going to do today was, our last video was making this ring, and what it turned out that happened was we made this ring purely by accident. So I did a slight little error, and so what we're going to do is do this again. I hope you enjoyed making this one because, I mean, obviously it is very pretty. Please try these rings. I mean, they're wonderful. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. The different variations you can do with just a couple little swirls and beads. You can even add more beads on there if you like. So, I'm going to start with the weave again. I hope you don't mind. I know it might have been, I don't think I really was too bad in that other video. So I'd say with the first wire, take your first wire and about 1.25 inches, that's where you're going to start. You're going to make sure you got like 5 or 6 inches on the 28 gauge wire, and then take the 28 and start wrapping it around the 20 gauge. And I'd say do about 10 wraps. And then just push it in all together. You can do 10, 12 because you're going to add later. So then you're going to take your second wire and we're going to cross over both 3 times. And then we're going to take this wire and go between the first and the second. It's not getting very tight. Let me just... some reason it's not. Try to keep your weave tight. See, they're crossing over, which is not making it easy. Oh, see, I made a mistake. All right, so it goes between the first and the second. We make it tight. Bring in the third wire. Go over twice, over the second and third wire. Go over 3 times, I'm sorry. And then you're going to come through the second and the third wire. And you're going to add in your fourth wire. See, they're all lined up. Okay, and then you're going to go over 3 times over the third and the fourth wire. And then it's in the back here. And then you're going to go between the third and the fourth wire. And then you push them all together so they're nice and tight. Now you're going down. Your weave's going down now. So you're going to go over the second and the third wire 3 times. And you're going to come out the back. And then you're going to come through the second and the third wire. Then you're going to 3 times over the first and the second wire. And then you're going to come through the first and the second wire. And that's the weave. just the start. So next we're going up again. So, okay, so your wire is between the first and the second. So now you're going to be going over the second and the third 3 times. That's my cockatoo, I'm sorry. Kind of noisy. And my cat was in here too, so I'm sure you heard meowing. So it came out the back. Now you're going to come through the second and the third. Now you're going to go over, oops, the third and the fourth 3 times. Come through the third and the fourth. Made a little mistake. Third and the fourth. And then you're going to go down again. So we're going down now. 3 times over the second and the third. And then you're going to go, oops, tighten it up. That one doesn't look too good. So that one I'm going to take apart. You can take these apart if they don't look too good to you. Okay, so let's see. And then you're going to come up between the second and the third. And then you're going to go over the first and the second 3 times. And then come through, oops, I should have ended in the back. And then you're going to come through the first and the second. So I'm going to complete this off camera, and then I'll come back and show you what the next step is. Okay, I finished weaving, and as you can see, it does zigzags. And I started here on the first wire, and I'm ending it on the 4th wire. So we're just going to make several wraps, about 10, 12. We're going to add a little bit more, so do not clip these off. Just leave them the way they are. Okay. I'm so sorry for my bird. I have 3 cockatoos and it's never silent here. Okay. So what we're going to do next is measure about, oh, I'd say between 1 inch and 1.5 inches, or let's see, yeah, about there. That would be fine for our first swirl. And then take your flush cutters, cut that off. Use your round nose pliers, and then you can do your first swirl. And then what I use is the nylon flat nose. to continue with that swirl. And then we'll do it on the other side. Now remember, when you start on the fourth, or the first, you do your first swirl on the fourth. Now where you ended is on the fourth, so your first swirl will be coming from the first wire. So remember, it's between inch and a half and inch and 3/4. So right, oops, and right there. Okay. And then I'll clip that. And then start creating the swirl. And then finish it off with these. Oops. Oops. It started to move for some reason. So, just, there we go. All right. Now, the second wire, we'll cut up a little higher. I would say about an inch, between 1 and 3/4 inches and 1 inch. Oh wait. All right. Oh gosh. All right. So this was measured at between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. And then this next one will be between 3/4 inch and 1 inch. So right about there. When you have 3 cockatoos squawking all the time, you always make mistakes. And then you start twisting it. We'll curl that down. And you're going to curl it so it's just above the first one. So this will be, again, between 3/4 and the 1 inch. So right there. And then we'll clip it. And then we'll bend that one down. Okay, now the middle wire, we're going to use a bead. I'm using the Mookite Jasper. So just slide it on down. And then we will cut it about, oops, from the bead between the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch. So right there. And then we'll start curling that down. And just so it's right above the first and the second. Now to the other side, place the bead. Oops. Okay, and then we'll measure between the 3/4 or the 1/2 inch, wait, the 1/2 inch and the 3/4. So, right, and just, oops, double check it. There. And then we'll start curling this one down. Again, right above the other swirls. And then the final one, we will clip about a 1/2 inch above this last swirl. And you can do it actually on both sides. Okay. So right about there. Okay. And then what we'll do now is we will, oops, wrap, oops, just a little bit more. Make sure it's nice and tight. Till you get about to the top of this third swirl. So just keep wrapping. Might have been a little bit too much. There we go. Same with this side. Oops. Do this again. Push them down, and then just continue. Push them down. Okay, and it looks about even. So now you can clip this off. So now remember, there's a front and a back. The front will have 3 for each step. The back will show only 2, with the third one just, you know, around the 1 instead of around 2. So you do have a front and a back. So we shall clip this, get it as close as we can. And with your needle nose pliers, just tighten it up. Make sure it's not scratchy. Same with this side. Make sure it's on the underneath side. Oops. Take a little bit off. And tighten it. Oops. That one moved. Okay. That one did a little bit of a wonky little bend to it, and I don't know why. There. Okay. Well, it's still there. All right, where it did the wonky bend, I am just going to, I don't know why it did that. I'm just going to snip that piece off. And just bend that down. Okay. Now, take our round nose pliers and make another swirl. Make sure you're having these two going in opposite directions. But when you're doing these, make sure they're going in the same direction. Now, I probably could have like so. And that one's just next to it a little bit. Now, you're going to need your ring mandrel. And I do it around like size 7, around there. And I just push them together. Bend those over, bend these over. And you can adjust them a little bit because they kind of will go all over the place. You can bend them. Now you can do it so, you know, they match up. And just work with it. Try it on. Make sure it looks okay. You might have to move some of these around a little bit. And then you can put it back on your mandrel, whatever size it may be. And then just bend these so they go against the mandrel. And there you go. And you can just, you know, adjust it so it's tighter. But there you go. And that is this ring in vintage bronze. This is antique copper. And they're both done with Mookaite. So just different colors of Mookaite jasper. And then we did this variation. And then we also, well, I don't have any more of the bigger fingers, but we did this variation also. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, press the bell, and pick whichever option you would like so you can see my upcoming videos. And I really would appreciate some comments, so comment below, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.